Welcome to Herodotus TV. Today, we will discuss the second part of our video on the presidents of the Philippines. 7. Ramon Magsaysay, 1953–1957. Ramon Magsaysay was born in Zambales. He was a military governor and an engineer. He died in an aircraft disaster while boarding the presidential plane. Contributions and achievements. 1. The Hukbalahap movement quelled during his presidency. 2. Chairman of the Committee on Guerrilla Affairs. 3. First president sworn into office wearing barong Tagalog during the inauguration. 4. The presidency referred to as the Philippines' golden years for its lack of corruption. 5. The Philippines was ranked second among Asia's cleanest and well-governed countries during his presidency. 6. Established National Resettlement and Rehabilitation Administration, NARA, among other agrarian reforms. Tragically, Magsaysay's presidency was cut short when he perished in a plane crash on March 17, 1957, in Mount Manungal, Cebu. His untimely death was a great loss to the nation, but his legacy endured. Ramon Magsaysay is remembered as a leader who championed the interests of the common people, promoted transparency in governance, and worked tirelessly to build a more equitable and just society. His life and contributions continue to inspire Filipinos to this day, as a beacon of integrity and public service. 8. Carlos P. Garcia, 1957–1961. A lawyer, poet and teacher, Carlos P. Garcia also served as a guerrilla leader during the Pacific War. Born in Bohol, Garcia served as vice president under Ramon Magsaysay and as Secretary of Foreign Affairs for 4 years. He became president when Magsaysay died in 1957. Contributions and achievements. 1. Known for Filipino First policy, which favored Filipino businesses over foreign investors. 2. Established the austerity program focusing on Filipino trade and commerce. 3. Known as the Prince of Visayan Poets and the Bard from Bohol. 4. Cultural arts were revived during his term. 5. First president to have his remains buried at the Heroes Cemetery. Carlos P. Garcia served as president until 1961, and his term was marked by efforts to instill a sense of pride and self-reliance in the Filipino people. He emphasized the importance of national identity and cultural heritage, promoting the use of the national language, Filipino, in government and education. After leaving the presidency, Garcia continued to contribute to public discourse until his death on June 14, 1971. His legacy as a principled leader, advocate of nationalism, and champion of economic self-sufficiency remains an integral part of Philippine history. 9. Diosdado Macapagal, 1961–1965. Born in Lubao, Pampanga, Diosdado Macapagal was a lawyer and professor. His daughter Gloria Macapagal Arroyo was the 14th and second female president of the Philippines. Contributions and achievements. 1. Established the first land reform law, allowing for the purchase of private farmland to be distributed in small, inexpensive lots to the landless. 2. Placed the Philippine peso on the currency exchange market. 3. Declared June 12, 1898, to be the Philippines' Independence Day. 4. Signed the minimum wage law. 5. Created the Philippine Veterans Bank. Beyond his political career, Macapagal was an accomplished writer and historian. He authored several books and essays, showcasing his intellectual prowess and love for the Philippines' rich history and culture. Diosdado Macapagal passed away on April 21, 1997, leaving behind a legacy of economic reforms, social justice initiatives, and a steadfast commitment to the welfare of the Filipino people. His contributions to land reform and efforts to uplift the marginalized sectors of society continue to be remembered as integral parts of Philippine history. 10. Ferdinand Marcos, 1965 to 1986. Born in Sarat, Ilocos Norte, Ferdinand Edralan Marcos was a lawyer and Senate President for 3 years. He was President for 21 years. He ruled under martial law and his dictatorship was known for its corruption and brutality. Marcos was removed from office after the People Power Revolution. Contributions and achievements. 1. First president to win a second term. 2. Declared martial law on September 22, 1972. 3. Increased the size of the Philippine military and armed forces. 4. By 1980 the Philippine GNP was 4 times greater than in 1972. 5. By 1986 the Philippines was one of the most indebted countries in Asia. 6. Built more schools, roads, bridges, hospitals, and other infrastructure than all former presidents combined. Ferdinand Marcos's presidency came to an end in 1986, when a popular uprising known as the People Power Revolution forced him and his wife, Imelda Marcos, into exile in the United States. The controversial couple faced allegations of massive corruption and human rights abuses during their time in power. Marcos died in exile in Hawaii on September 28, 1989. Despite his early achievements and contributions to nation-building, his legacy is highly debated, with many recognizing the economic projects initiated during his tenure but also acknowledging the human rights violations and corruption that tarnished his administration. Ferdinand Marcos's life remains a complex chapter in Philippine history, with lasting implications for the country's political landscape. Stay tuned for part 3 of our discussion about the presidents of the Philippines.